Today we are witnessing a group of people dubbed the opposition, led by former Deputy President, the impeached Rigathi Gachagua. Number 2 is Fred Matiang'i. Number 3, there is George Natembeya, the likes of Eugene, Cleo Malala, and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So for me, I want to agree that it is a formidable group. But all these people, I've been listening to them for a very long time. I don't want to go into details on their personal temperaments. I just want to speak about the collective view of that group of people. For me, I do not understand how these people who will be the flag bearer. Because Juzi Matiang'i was in Citizen TV and he was asked, are you going to run for presidency? He said yes. He was asked under which political party. He said that as per now, he has not identified a political party that he will use to run for presidency, but majority of parties have approached him. So that tells you the alliance between UDA and ODM might also have approached Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Number 2, these guys are in Western. And I've listened to them with a lot of passion, keenly, and explicitly. And one thing is clear. These people have an alliance with one intention: to make William Samoei Ruto a one-term president. But there is something that I want to give as a professor. I really suspect George Natembeya if he is in that group. Number 2, I suspect Kalonzo if he will maintain being in that group. Number 2, there will be a complexion when it comes to its reaches 2027, because I don't know these people who will be the presidential candidate, who will be the deputy of this other person. Then for the last 10 years, we have realized that being a deputy president is a very useless position. It doesn't have any powers. You are coerced, you are bullied by the president, or even you are being subjected to an impeachment, like the things that we have seen. We saw when William Samoei Ruto, the current president, was the deputy president between 2017 to 2022, what he went through. Currently, for the last 6 months, we saw what Rigiji has gone through. And sometimes I tend to think that those people, among those people, the ego they have, the grandiosity that they have, and the pride that they have, I do not see if Kalonzo will agree to deputize Okengo Matiang'i. Number 2, I do not think Rigathi will agree to be the deputy president again if the court will allow him to run. But for me, I really suspect Rigiji will be cleared to run so that it can be made as a trap by the government to ensure that, because if he's clear to run, he will go to approach those people and tells them, now I have numbers. For instance, Mount Kenya has around 8.3 million votes, and the Kamba population is around 4.6 million votes. I'm talking about the population. So that tells you the population goes with the number of, if it's a reduction, it's around 3 million. So the Western Kenya has a very formidable number. It has a population of around 6.8 million. So that tells you their population is around 4 million registered voters. But the Western Kenya will be a determinant factor in 2027. But these people, for a very long time, they have never voted in one block. The truth of the matter is that William Samoei Ruto will have a piece of a cake in Western Kenya. Raila Amolo Odinga has a block in Western Kenya, which is undisputed. The truth of the matter is that Wetangula, Mudavadi have a certain group. Then again, the remaining, the likes, this opposition now will have a certain block. So these people, I have heard them speaking about how they'll remove William Samoei Ruto. And for me, I've done a certain dichotomy of how William Samoei Ruto was doing his politics in 2020, in between 2017. Actually, he started in 2013 to 2021. And I have done a certain tabulation, and I've realized that William Samoei Ruto, the way he did his politics, it was actually high-class politics. As much as we think now that he has not achieved what he promised, but the way he approached his politics, it was issue-based. But this other group, I have heard them talking, and every stopover, right from Luanda, mahali wamekuwa in the morning at around 9 a.m., their talks is about making William Samoei Ruto one term. So I do not know how this one term would translate to votes. It might translate, but for me, I really doubt, because these people, if they could have made a certain agendas that they speak about issues and stop mentioning the name of the president, I believe they can be significant. But if they continue doing the same things, the same way, and expecting different results, then they are in for a rude shock and to be in insanity.
Okay, niko na swali hapo.
Yeah.
Umesema kwamba wale opposition leaders ambao saizi wako kule Western, kwamba kile kitu ambacho wako nacho ni one term.
Yes.
Lakini pia ukiangalia upande mwingine pia ni the same wanatumia two term. Kwa hiyo kuna shida, ni wananchi labda wao waangalie wao watachagua kiongozi yupi, ama ni hao viongozi bado wafungwe macho, maana hao viongozi wote ni wale tu wamekuwa kwa huo uongozi miaka yote. Labda huko na usia upi kwa Wakenya.
Okay.
Na hasa wale vijana ambao ni wajenzi ambao wanapigania bora uongozi bora, sio bora uongozi.
Yeah, the way you are saying, Mercy, I believe that you are saying we have the same monkeys in a different forest. But for me, I still believe that in the same forest, the plants which are growing in that forest are still the same plants, in which in this way I'm talking about the voters. The voters are still the same people. You see, what you should know that we should not run from it is that our politics is actually tribal. It is tribal. And the Gen Zs are trying to neutralize that formation, but the politicians, those in government and those in opposition, do not want this thing called Gen Zs. Because Gen Zs, the clarion call of the Gen Zs is that they don't want anything called tribe. But you see, the same politicians actually cannot do anything without tribe. These people thrive in balkanizing the people. They thrive in ensure that there is ethnic configuration for their interest to be served. Actually, the interest of the politicians is to protect what they have and to find more on what they think they do not have. The interest of the people is to fight poverty. You see, the Gen Zs is a group of young people who they have nothing to lose. Somebody said that when a Gen Z goes to sleep, the only thing he has is his body. Where he sleeps is not his house. The clothes he wears maybe has been bought by his parent. So this person has got nothing to lose. That's why they are saying the biggest problem that the Gen Zs have identified, which is at cancerous to this nation, is tribalism. But you see, our politicians have taken us back to tribalism. That's why when you see, I actually saw anything that happens in government at the moment, they bring it, the opposition bring it in a tribal manner. And you see the problem, the government again, the way they defend it in a tribal notion. So we are not in a better place as a country. Both of them, the politicians in government and the politicians in the opposition, are all politicians. We, the citizens of this country, should get out of tribal politics in future or even now, so that we can ensure that we don't vote our politicians based on their political parties. Because when you see the government, for me, I come from Rift Valley. Majority of the MPs who are there and MCAs and governors were voted in UDA. This issue of saying we are voting suit. Those in Western, wali vote wengi wao ni wa ODM. Those in Central Kenya, they voted in an emotional way, and they voted in UDA members of parliament. And the same mistakes will happen in 2027, especially in Mount Kenya. They'll not vote for any issue. They'll just be voting because Rigiji has said vote in a certain manner, and that is voting in an emotional way. And the repercussions of all this is that we, the people of Rift Valley, we are going to vote. I don't know, I really doubt if the President William Samoei Ruto will vie in UDA ticket. I really suspect that he will vie in ODM ticket to avoid having a minority in parliament. So the only way to ensure that he gets majority in parliament is to ensure that he vies in ODM so that he can get the votes from the majority of the members of parliament from Nyanza, from Rift Valley, and pick some from Western, and pick some from, scoop some from Coast, and maybe Northeastern, and yeah. But on a different inclination, there is no one who was speaking about our police officers. I agree that there is a mistrust between the National Police Service and the people. But again, sometimes we talk bad, we use vulgar language to describe our police officers, and we forget that these are our sisters, our brothers. Juzi kulikuwa na kijana alienda maandamano. Kufika huko anapata mama yake yuko maandamano. But you see, there is a woman, a police officer called Kinya, who was stoned by protesters. He was stoned by the people who are saying they are protesting. These people looted properties. And you see our constitution, Article 37, talks about assembling, protesting, picketing, and presenting petitions to the government authorities, either directly or indirectly. What happened in Nairobi actually was not a protest. I was in Coast when the protest of J25 to last week was happening, 2025 was happening, and the people of Coast had a very peaceful protest in which they walifanya protest zao from morning to around 1. Then they gave their petitions to the relevant government authorities. From 3 p.m. then they were at home. Sometimes I tend to think that our constitution is too mature than the people who are supposed to practice this constitution in Kenya.